Please help me to reach 1,000 subscribers. The text arrived at 4:12 p.m. while I was still in a meeting I couldn't focus on. Are you coming tonight? She said you'd be late. No name. Just that sentence glowing on my phone screen like something alive. For a moment I thought it was a mistake, wrong number, wrong person, wrong life. I almost ignored it. But the word she said you'd be late pressed against something fragile inside me. My wife never mentioned plans tonight. She told me she was tired. Quiet dinner. Early sleep. I stared at the message until the letters blurred. Then I typed back, fingers stiff. Who is this? 3 dots appeared. Disappeared. Appeared again. Nothing came. On the drive home, the city looked normal in the cruelest way. Traffic lights changing, people laughing on sidewalks, music drifting from open car windows. Everything moving forward while something inside me slowed to a crawl. I told myself there had to be an explanation. There's always an explanation when you love someone. You build them yourself if you have to. But the missed calls over the past few weeks. Her phone tilted away from me at night. The new password she said was for work security. The way she smiled at messages she didn't share. Small things. Harmless alone. Heavy together. I parked across the street from the restaurant she once said she hated because it was too loud. My hand stayed on the steering wheel long after the engine died. I didn't know what I was hoping to prove. Maybe I just needed reality to either comfort me or finish breaking me. Through the window I saw her. Laughing. Not the polite laugh she used with neighbors or coworkers. Not the tired laugh she gave me lately. This one was soft and open, the way it used to be when we were first married, when every joke I made felt like sunlight between us. A man sat across from her, leaning forward, close enough that their voices didn't need to rise above the music. She touched his arm when she laughed. It was such a small gesture. Barely anything. Felt like an earthquake. I don't know how long I stood there outside the glass. Minutes, maybe. Long enough for my reflection to fade until all I could see was them. 2 people inside a warm, bright world I apparently didn't belong to anymore. I kept waiting for anger to come. For something loud and certain. Instead there was just quiet. A slow, hollow quiet spreading through my chest. Memories started surfacing without permission. Her asleep on my shoulder during long drives. Sunday mornings making too much coffee. The night we moved into our first apartment and ate dinner on the floor because we had no table. All of it still felt real. That was the worst part. Nothing about our past looked fake, only the present. I wondered when the shift had happened. When love turned into distance. When I became someone she didn't tell the truth to. And beneath all of it, a softer, more painful question. Was I not enough? Or did we simply stop choosing each other? At one point she glanced toward the window. Our eyes met. Just for a second. Her smile didn't disappear immediately. It faded slowly, like a light dimming in a room no one wanted to leave. Confusion came first. Then recognition. Then something deeper, something that looked a lot like fear. I didn't move. Didn't wave. Didn't walk in. I just stood there letting her see me seeing her. The man followed her gaze and turned. His expression shifted too. Awkward, uncertain. Already stepping back from something he hadn't realized was fragile. Still I said nothing. Because in that moment words felt smaller than the truth sitting between us. She came outside a minute later, the restaurant door closing softly behind her. The street noise rushed in to fill the silence we carried. Why are you here? She asked, breath uneven. I almost laughed at the question. Not because it was funny, because it hurt. I could ask you the same thing. Her eyes filled quickly. She'd always cried easily. I used to think it meant honesty. Now I wasn't sure what it meant at all. It's not what you think, she whispered. Those words. The oldest sentence in every broken story. Then tell me what to think, I said quietly. She tried. I could see her searching for something that sounded less like betrayal. Loneliness. Distance. Feeling invisible. Words that weren't lies but weren't the whole truth either. And listening to her, I realized something unexpected. I wasn't just losing her tonight. We had been losing each other slowly for a long time. In silence. In routine. In all the conversations we never finished. That didn't excuse this. But it explained the road that led here. I'm sorry, she said finally, voice breaking. I didn't know how to fix us. The word us landed gently and still shattered. You were supposed to try with me, I said. Not angry. Just tired. Not replace me. She covered her mouth, shoulders shaking. I felt the instinct to comfort her rise inside me, years of habit. Love that doesn't disappear just because it's wounded. But I kept my hands at my sides. Some distances can't be crossed the same way twice. We stood there a long time saying very little. Cars passed. Someone laughed down the block. Life continuing, indifferent to quiet endings. Finally I nodded once. Not forgiveness. Not yet. Maybe not ever. Just acceptance of what was real. I hope you find whatever you were looking for, I said. And I meant it. Because love, even broken, doesn't always turn into hate. Sometimes it just becomes something quieter, like grief learning how to breathe. Her face folded in on itself as I turned away. This time I didn't look back through the window. Didn't check if she followed. Didn't wait for another explanation. I walked to my car alone. The night air cool against skin that felt suddenly unfamiliar. And for the first time in months, maybe years, the silence beside me wasn't confusion. It was clarity. Painful. Clean. Honest. The kind that hurts enough to finally let you begin again.